Welcome, everyone, to this Pure GPS product training call. My name is Steve Michael, and it is a privilege to have alongside me today Coach Mark Paulsen. Many of you already know Coach P, but if you're watching this for the very first time and don't know who Coach P is, it is just a true privilege to have him joining me on today's call. Mark is a member of the Wellness Advisory Board here at Pure. He brings a substantial amount of knowledge, probably just because of his longevity in helping athletes perform at an optimal level. Mark's accolades stretch far and wide. I'm not going to go through all of them today for purposes of time on this particular call, but be rest assured of this. The information you're getting from Mark today is information that comes from years and years and years of being involved in athletic performance and being involved in nutrition, and again, helping athletes perform at an absolute ultimate level. Mark resides out in New Mexico with his wife, Christine. They've raised 4 amazing children. And again, Mark, it's just a privilege to have you join us here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and share a screen with you here as we're going to walk through a PowerPoint presentation to help people better understand what the GPS products are all about. I've said many times, Mark, that, I've been using supplements and sports performance products for a number of years, and I will set our sports performance products, our GPS products, side by side with anybody in the industry when it comes to a strength of product and a product that's going to deliver safe and effective results. And so those are some of the things we want to go over today. We'll touch on a couple other topics as well, but I'm going to turn the call over to you, and when you're ready to roll through this PowerPoint, just let me know, and we'll start with the first product.
Well, that sounds great. Thank you for that intro, Steve. I appreciate that. And yeah, it's an honor for me to sit on this board of this fine company called Pure. And what attracted me to them, and the reason that I agreed, is that the philosophy that they have of cleanse, balance, build is significant. And it's intellectually honest. And that's what needs to happen in this country, because we're sick and we're dying. Kids are sicker than they've ever been. Life expectancy is on the decline. And so a lot of things are going on that people just need an education on. One of them has to do with performance. Everyone on this video, everybody watching this, should consider themselves an athlete. You were created to move. You were created to get out and enjoy life. And we give up on ourselves too early. And I think you would agree with me that health and performance is an investment. It doesn't just happen by accident. Nothing happens. You just have to. Now, I will say that sickness and a lot of the morbidity happen if you do nothing. But if you want to be healthy, you have to take an active role in it. One thing that before I start, I would say also, Steve, is that a lot of people have a cursory understanding, but they may not understand that muscle is metabolically active. Muscle burns fat. So you want to keep it. You may not want to gain any. I'm 60 years old. I've been big. I don't want to gain any more muscle. But I do what I have so that I can maintain my mobility. So whether you're a 100-pound gal or a 280-pound guy that's, a lumberjack, you want to keep the muscle that you have. So I use the phrase gain or retain, and that's what these products do. These 6 products help you support the metabolic muscle tissue so that you have a clean burning engine that burns body fat. So let's start with Adapt, or in the product line, in their pre-workout product line. Adapt is simply an herb. It's a blend of herbs that help boost your mood and help the body deal with stress. Physical stress, environmental stress, emotional stress, stress in general. And we all have it. So how do you mitigate that? Well, these herbs are well thought of, well known, researched, been used for over 50 years in Russia, where the herb is predominantly found. Every serving has over 500 milligrams. Why do I say that? And why does it mean anything to you? Because most companies that have Mumia only put in 25 to 50. And so here we have 500, which is so much more substantive. And it not only gives you the right product, it gives you the right amount of the product to make a physiological difference. Otherwise, you're really just doing nothing. So great product. I take it in a pre-workout setting. I also take it, quite frankly, I take it every day, whether I'm working out or active or not. By the way, Steve, as we talk about these products, working out in my mind is anything that requires movement. Go for a walk, get on your bike, get on your skateboard, go to the gym, go swimming, whatever you're doing. Movement causes oxygen to be pumped throughout the body. Don't think this younger generation, and I applaud them, they're crazy active, but it doesn't require all that. It really doesn't. So adapt is a way to start the workout, feed your body the nutrients that it needs to deal with stress. And the last thing I'll say is, really, if I had to summarize it, it allows you to go longer, stronger, a couple more repetitions, walk a little farther, walk a little faster. Whatever you're doing, you're going to do it at a little bit higher level, which stresses the body, which creates an environment for muscle tissue to grow.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say about that. I'm glad you hit on that, working longer, harder, because I think that's what so many people realize with this product. And it's something that you realize on the front end. It's not, you don't have to take it for, many, many workouts. You recognize that longer, harder opportunity, on day one. So very good. Adapt, a fabulous product. Love the product in a pre-workout setting. Mark, let's change gears here and talk about the second product in the pre-workout category. And that's our product called Circulate. It's got about 3 grams of sugar in it. When I look at this product, I think of vasodilator. I think, I've spent a lot of time in the gym, as you have too, and many people listen to this call. This is a product for those of us that, maybe at one time I would have called myself a gym rat. We get the pump from this product. Talk a little bit about what that means in a layman's terms, but the significance of it physiologically speaking.
Well, the active ingredient is called arginine pyroglutamate, which is the highest quality arginine you can get. Again, there are other kinds of arginine, but this one actually crosses the blood-brain barrier, gets into your system very quickly. And what it does, it goes to the cellular level, especially in the lining of the gut, and it releases nitric oxide. You've seen the commercials for beet juice or beet powder that is great for that nitric oxide production. Well, that's what this is. And this has got a host of other raw materials in it that just make it great to take before you are active in any way, shape, or form. It's just an awesome product. And as you can see here on the bullets, help preserve lean body mass. And that's really my message as I travel throughout the country and, again, help promote this really cool product line. But I take Circulate, and I suggest people take it in 8 to 12 ounces of water. 1 scoop, it's a powder, and it tastes great. And it gets up into your body in a matter of a few minutes and starts to relax blood vessels so that you get better blood flow throughout your extremities, including obviously your brain, but out into your hands. And, as we age, a lot of these, your vascular system can start to collapse. And so the ability to feed your vascular system is very, very significant, whether you're a highly competitive athlete or you are simply a person that just wants to stay healthy until you're 90 plus years old.
You talk about how it relaxes our arteries to improve blood flow. Mark, I've always enjoyed how you've said, where blood flows, muscles grow. And, I always think that's such a key thing. And when you combine, again, I think one of the powerful parts about the GPS system is that it is a system. It's multiple products that work together for the good, and they all help each other. And when you look at what you said about Adapt, and then you talk about, what Circulate does to the arteries and getting oxygen, blood, and nutrients to the cellular level, and how that helps the muscle grow and perform at an optimal level is huge. Would you talk for a minute about the dual carb concept here at Pure?
Well, you had mentioned, Steve, earlier, rightly so, low sugars. And everybody, most people know today that sugars really are instigators of the inflammatory process throughout the body that just raises havoc in joints and blood vessels and tissues and all kinds of things. So what you don't want a high sugar product. And the few sugars that we do use in Pure are low glycemic. And isomaltulose is a new proprietary blend that's even slower in getting into your bloodstream than maltodextrin. And so it's good because what happens when you have a bunch of sugar dumped into your system, then your insulin levels spike, and that just creates a hormone imbalance. It creates a whole bunch of things. So you do not want to affect negatively your hormone system through too much sugar, and that's what this blend does. It's a slow energy source, gets in, does what it needs to do without spiking your insulin.
I think it's important to mention, Mark, that, we're talking about circulate right now, but as you can see on my PowerPoint presentation here, this dual carb concept is in our circulate, our energize, our hydrate, and our reset as well. It's absolutely, I think it sets our product line apart in the industry with regard to this matter. Would you agree?
I would agree with you. And, and the thing I like is as science emerges and better research is being done, then those things will come to the forefront too. But this is the most we know right now. So I agree with you, Steve, and I applaud what they're doing.
Perfect. Let's go on to the third product that's in our pre-workout category, if you will, a product called Energize. Again, if we're talking sugars, you're talking about 1.5 grams of sugar in this particular energy drink, if you will. I love this product, and not only in a pre-workout setting. Obviously, I take it in a pre-workout setting, but I love this product first thing in the morning. I like it middle of the afternoon to just help give me focus and clarity and attentiveness. Just kind of turn the dimmer switch up mentally, if you will. Talk to me, though, about the power of this product in a pre-workout setting here at Pure.
Well, I think everybody is certainly familiar with the glut of energy products in the marketplace, most of which are very unhealthy. Do they elevate your mood? Yeah. But why would you want to do that at the expense of your health? Makes no sense. So here you've got a product that, again, is formulated in such a way that you get some of the caffeine that helps stimulate your focus, get yourself dialed in, but it also has a healthy dose of branched chain amino acids for muscle support. Where have you seen that? And so, again, it uses the dual carb process, so you don't have all those sugars. So basically, Steve, I tell people, why is this significant? Well, anytime you have more energy, you apply more intensity to whatever you're doing. That's just natural. If you feel better, you do more, you do it stronger, you do it longer, you enjoy it more. So the ability to incorporate a healthy energy product prior to activity or just getting up and going to work, and at the same time supporting lean muscle tissue, and at the same time not activating your insulin response, all these things make this a really positive product for young and old. And I actually mix it with my Circulate in 10 to 12 ounces of water before I'm active, and I take a couple of Adapt with that. So that's just my routine. You can come up with your own, but anytime people ask me, when do you use this product? Anytime you want to feel better and have energy. That's really the long and short of it.
Perfect. That's extremely well said. Let's move on to our next category here. And I'm actually going to come back to the Energized product here while we talk about this, what we consider a during workout product, our Hydrate product. So I'll come back to the Energize when we get done talking about this. But Mark, I think our Hydrate product, look, we've had hydration products in the marketplace going decades back. And I know you have got some strong opinions about this particular industry. Mark, what sets our Hydrate apart from all the others in the marketplace today? And talk about when this is a good product to use and that kind of thing.
Well, you're right. I do have strong feelings about it because I think sports drinks are the most archaic products in the athletic world. And of course, the vast majority of people that are using those products are not even competitive athletes. They just get them at a convenience store and they think they're doing themselves good. Well, as I mentioned with sugar, a lot of these, I've seen some of these sports drinks with up to 75 grams of sugar per bottle when you consider that some bottles have 2 to 2.5 servings. So obviously it's just a sugar rush and you're setting yourself up for failure. So here you got a product that Pure has come out with that, utilizes 3 grams of sugar, which is very manageable. You do need a couple, but you don't need much more than a couple to give your body what it needs. It really acts as a delivery system with all the nutrients that are in it, including, again, some BCAAs and this dual carb system with low glycemic. So that it's just scientifically honest, again, as I like to say, and most people aren't aware of it. So they go out there, and we've been marketed to in this country now for 50 years that all these superstar athletes use this great product. Well, I hate to tell you, but you're buying it, but they ain't using it. So you look at a product like this and you can look at a label and feel really good about what you're giving your children. I take this anytime I want to hydrate, but more specifically, I take it after exercise. It's fine to pre-hydrate. It's fine to take it during activity. It's fine to take it after activity. There's really no set time. It's, whenever you feel like your body is dehydrated, but just an excellent product, and one that you really should tell your neighbors and coaches and anybody that wants a healthy product in terms of the electrolytes that need to be delivered to the body, as well as all these other nutrients that are so beneficial.
Perfect. Mark, talk for a minute. I have two things for you. First of all, you talk about using it in a pre-workout setting. Is it okay to mix this product with Energize? That's my first question. And then my second question, would you touch on why you don't want to mix hydrate in your water with a couple of packets at the same time? Why is more not better is my question.
Yeah. Well, you certainly can. I mean, you can mix it with Energize, or you could mix it with Circulate, but it's not going to absorb as quickly. The term active transport is the phrase that came out of research in 1965, that by adding 6% solute to water, it actually sped up the delivery system. Rather than osmosis, water leaking in, active transport literally pulls it in. And so that's why if you add this to Energize, it's good for you, but it's not going to get to your system. If you were dehydrated, in other words, Steve, you would never want to mix the two. In a post-workout setting, you would want it on its own, simply because if you put 2 servings of hydrate in 12 ounces of water, you're going to increase that solute from 6% to somewhere around 10 to 12, obviously, depending on the water. And it'll be concentrated to where it will not get into your system as quickly as it needs to. It's certainly healthy for you. So it really boils down to how bad does your body need it? How stressed are you to get that where it needs to go as quickly as possible?
Love it. Well said. Well said. Let's move on, Mark, here for essence of time into our post-workout. As a guy that spent a lot of time working particularly with youth and helping young men at the high school level perform at an optimal level, we've got these pre-workout products, we've got the in-workout products, and I've always been that guy that says there is nothing. I don't mean to negate or minimize the importance of the Energize and the Circulate and the Adapt and those kind of things. But at the end of the day, when you tore down the muscle, when you put the muscle through the rigors of a workout, there's nothing more important than beginning to help that muscle heal right after the workout. So I know you find that philosophy to be true as well. Talk a little bit about the Rebuild product and how powerful this product is in a post-workout setting.
Well, let me start by saying the number one reason people quit working out, especially after New Year's when you have all these resolutions, is muscle soreness. People would say, man, that ain't worth feeling like that. And I get that. But what you're really experiencing is just a bunch of toxins that have been pushed into your system due to stress. And how do you get those out so that you don't have to experience that muscle soreness? How do you feed those muscles so that when you have those micro tears, they basically get spackled over with amino acids and then they get stronger? And so I'm a big proponent of post-workout products as long as they're low sugar. They have highly digestible proteins. They have a couple grams of creatine, which your body needs to replace what you just burned. And this also has a heavy dose of anti-inflammatories. So it's really a one-stop shop to get this product into your system, one scoop in, again, the amount of water that you like. I like it in 10 to 12 ounces. I like it fairly diluted. But if you can get this in almost immediately after, up to an hour after any kind of physical exertion, you are going to be not only better for it in terms of how your body's gonna feel. You're not gonna be sore the next day. It's gonna set you up for the next day's successes. Without beating it to death, Steve, athletically speaking, boy, my guys and gals that needed to grow and get stronger and get more powerful and get more flexible and get faster, this is where I started. This is where they need to start nutritionally. So having said that, why wouldn't anybody that wants to maintain performance take a product like this post-exercise until the day we die? I would encourage you to do that. I really would. It's that significant. So great product, Steve.
Mark, I got just a couple follow-ups on this. We have a nearly 1-to-1 carbohydrate to protein ratio, and you get all the experts out there that talk about, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1. Talk a little bit about, if you can, the power behind, our protein to carbohydrate ratio. And then second, to follow up with that, give me your thoughts on, we always want to add stuff to it. What's your philosophy on milk versus water? What's your philosophy behind, adding fruit to it or peanut butter to it?
Well, let's start with that first. I mean, you can mix this. I prefer to mix it with water because you can add almond milk to it, would be fine, slows down the absorption a little bit. Anytime you add any product that has other fats or constituents, it will slow down the absorption. And it's really designed, it's palatable enough to simply mix with water. And so that's what I would encourage you to do. And I'm sorry, I got so transfixed on that water issue, Steve, I forgot the first part of your question.
The thought behind the protein to carbohydrate ratio.
Yeah. Well, see, again, as I indicated earlier in this conversation, when science emerges that dictates you move in that direction, that's what you should do. And that's old science that was the 4 to 5 to 1 sugars. And the reason companies still do it is because it gives you a bigger volume bag and it looks like it's more cost effective when all you're doing is dumping more inflammatory sugars into your system. Not necessary. New research indicates, in fact, I believe we have less than 1 gram per 1 gram of protein. So it's under that slightly. And it takes very little sugar, carbohydrate to elicit that response. Now, your muscles have what's called GLUT4 receptors, GLUT4, G-L-U-T. And those muscles are looking to find the materials to pull into the muscle tissue to help it recover. They're looking for it. If you provide it, bam, they suck it up and you're golden. So that's why, you don't need 2 to 1. You certainly, I know there's companies that still, like you indicated, 4 to 1. But let's just be clear, that's simply so they can give you a dog food bag of product and make you feel like you're getting value when it's really a joke.
Perfect. Thank you for answering those questions. Mark, let's start to wrap up here a little bit, and let's talk about our newest product in our product line, Taking a Bedtime. I know it has quickly become, for you and I both, one of our favorite products in the sports performance line, a product called Reset. Talk about that for me, would you?
Well, I was really excited that they brought this one out, and I was encouraging it. And the reason is, as you all know, this philosophy of cleanse, balance, build, the balance portion has to do with balancing hormones because our bodies are driven by hormones. Hormones do positive things, and the hormone HGH, human growth hormone, is one that starts to fall off a cliff for all of us as we age. It slows down. But if we can incorporate some nutrients that elicit an HGH response at bedtime, it's going to do the most significant thing you can do while you're sleeping, which is help maintain lean body mass, as I mentioned, which is a metabolic engine. Helps you sleep better. Because of that lean body mass, you're going to be burning more stored fat. It tastes great. So there are many things in this world that you can take just before you lay down, where you can wake up healthier than you went to bed. And so I would encourage people that are active at all, which should be every one of you, to support your natural HGH by using this product at bedtime. And as I mentioned, investing in long-term health. You're looking at this for the long haul, not for the next week or two. So I love this product, Steve.
Perfect. Mark, before we move on to, and here's just a little bit more information on that particular product, Again, your arginine base and the HMB included in it. Just a fabulous, fabulous product. I can't believe how much better it makes me sleep, and just huge in my recovery. And one of those products that you recognize again immediately once you start using it. You're just feeling the effect of it right out of the gate. Mark, before we move on here and talk about informed sport, I just want to real quick hit on, and this is such an important topic, but before we do this, I want you to just very quickly talk about how, the core to Pure is really that cleanse, balance, build philosophy. I mean, that's what attracted you and I from the get-go, was this philosophy of cleansing, balancing the body. Talk very quickly, if you will, about how that concept helps this GPS line function at even a higher level.
Well, love to. I'm glad you brought that up, because the cleanse, balance, build sets the stage for performance products. You wouldn't want to reverse that. In other words, if you have toxic buildup, mucus buildup in your intestinal wall, which almost all of us have due to our dietary sources today, then why would you invest in performance products when the bulk of that may not be received by the body, absorbed by the body, due to bad gut system? So by cleansing the body of toxins and impurities and cleaning out your kidney, liver, blood, all those things, clean it out, balance the rest of your hormones, then give your body the daily build, which is the foundation of which everything is built on. Daily build, cornerstone foundation that magnifies the GPS line. It's a magnifier. So you set the stage here for foundational, legitimate long-term health. You advance your health with the GPS line. And as you mentioned, Steve, with the informed sport, it's very significant that just came out, because informed sport is known globally as the highest accreditation you can get for the athletic world. The highest you can get. There's nothing that transcends this. So if anybody out there is worried about, I'm an Olympian, I'm a NCAA Division I, and we get tested, and this stuff satisfies all of that, the GPS line, okay? So you can be confident in knowing that. And I get that question a lot. They, in fact, to be more specific, in a nutshell, this informed sport, they batch test every batch that comes out of these machines. In a lot of these certifications, they'll test them periodically, and that's still good, don't get me wrong, but you could have cross-contamination from another company that comes in, and because most of these are pretty fraudulent companies today in the nutrition world. So here they batch test everyone, and so you're assured that it's certified and it's clean, and you are good as gold to take these products.
Absolutely. That is, again, for those of us who are in the business side of what we do here, and coming to our company and asking them to, get us to that informed sport certification is absolutely huge. But Mark, I want to put you on the spot. You've been a parent, I've been a parent, and I want to hear your response to this. You're telling me that as a parent, this certification gives me all of the satisfaction I need to have in knowing that this product is a good, safe product for my son or my daughter. And maybe touch on for 1 second why the big box store gives you skepticism. I know you talked about cross-contamination, but can you talk on that for just a little bit more? Because I think that we live in a world that's just misinformed. Typical moms and dads don't understand. So if you can just answer that question, does this give you as a parent, you might like my kids, you love yours, does it give you that level of satisfaction?
Yeah, and maybe this is the best illustration. When you look at multivitamins, for example, they're graded 3 ways. They're graded pharmaceutical grade, food grade, and animal grade. And you don't know which one you're getting. You may say multivitamin, and it might be animal grade. So all I can tell you here, without extending this talk, is you can be assured that everything here is going to be of the highest quality, pharmaceutical grade. What's said on the label is in the product, because in the vast majority of products that you get, if they're not certified, what's on the label is probably not what's in the product. So it's a great question, Steve, and for parents that are out there and they want an assurance, that informed sport is an assurance for this GPS line.
Perfect. I love it. Mark, we've got 3 products. We're going to wrap up here now, but we've got 3 products. I know that, you and I talk often about keeping our youth moving. We've got 3 products in our sports performance line, Energize, Hydrate, and Rebuild, that are in our catalog, if you will, as safe for kids. Energize is for kids, at as small as 6 through the age of 12, taking a half serving. That's going to be roughly 55 milligrams of caffeine. For those of you that are wondering, it's 110 milligrams of caffeine in the full serving. So that Energize product that Mark spoke about earlier is a fabulous product for mental focus, clarity, central nervous system stimulation, if you will, in somebody as young as 6 and a half serving through the age of 12. We've also got Hydrate. It's 4 and up. Again, just a fabulous product to help everybody's body be hydrated. Not to consume more than 2 if you're in that range of that younger level range of 4 or so. And then Rebuild from the age of 12 to 17, 1 scoop post workout is what our recommendation is. And Mark, do you have anything you'd want to add to the importance of these products for our youth today?
Well, the only thing I would add to that, and I again endorse what you just said, those 3 products. And sometimes I come across diabetics or parents that are super, wary, which I really appreciate. And like you said, half a serving, if they want to try a third of a serving, just to get them moving in the right direction so they have a comfort level. That's what it's all about, giving a parent a comfort level. The only thing I would add to what you said is daily build, Steve, that get the kids to take the capsule form of daily build. It's easy for them. So that sets the foundational stage nutritionally from things that they're not going to receive in their daily meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the most part. So daily build with those 3 products would give any youngster a real head start, if you will, on the competition for his own physical performance.
Wonderful. Coach P, this has been fabulous. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your expertise. I'm going to say you're an expert in the industry. I appreciate that expertise. I appreciate all of the wisdom. You're just everything. And, most of all, I love the fact that you just care desperately about humanity and how well we perform and keeping everybody as healthy as we can possibly be, given the world around us that we have to operate in each and every day. So, Mark, thank you so much for being part of us.
Thank you, Steve.
Absolutely. Well, listen, whomever sent you this presentation, I want to encourage you to get back with that person. Here at Pure, it's as simple as getting a membership. And if you're looking to improve your performance in the gym or in whatever it is that you're doing, you love to take sports performance products, this is the place to do it. There's no question about that. I think we've outlined a world-class product with world-class certification. We've given you some great information on how to use it, when to use it. And if you've got other questions, you can certainly get back with the person that introduced you to this particular video. But I would encourage you, reach back out to them and get started on the Pure GPS line today. Thank you so much for viewing this presentation.